welcome to episode 2 of The Devil is a Podcaster, your source for anything anime related, manga, or just generally nerdy stuff. This is going to be a short episode today. I actually didn't plan on making episode 2 right now without a collab with a friend, but I didn't get in contact soon enough, so this is just going to be me again, off script again. But let's just see how this goes. Hopefully it won't be a complete disaster. There's several things that I want to talk about today, and first up is Anime Month at Microsoft. Now, as of right now, all throughout the month of July, there will be great deals on anime, such as The Devil is a Part-Timer. The whole season in full HD will be $12.99 all throughout the month of June. There are also huge discounts on anime films and TV shows such as Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, and many others such as Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, Bleach, and many, many more. So if you have a Microsoft account and an Xbox Live account, just go to videos and movies and search, and you should be able to find it on the home page. And just to note, these will also work on PC and any person who has a Windows phone. So don't miss out on the opportunity. Plus, for a special treat for many anime fans, you can get the first season of Fairy Tail for absolutely free. So don't miss out on that, and get it while you can. And if you don't get it, you only have yourself to blame. Now, I've got several other things to talk about, such as next is I mentioned in the last episode about this Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfiction that I had read, and I'm currently reading the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fanfiction, which is still being written right now. If you want to find these, just type in Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 6 or Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 5, and if you find Wattpad, you should be able to find those exact fanfictions. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfictions that I have been reading have been some of the most intricately written stories I have read, especially from a fan fiction. When you read a fan fiction, you expect just low-life shipping and just trying to make it into this overly sexualized trash. And I'm not saying overly sexualized fanfiction is, not all of it is all horrible, but a lot of it I've seen is complete garbage. This was a surprise, and I didn't when I read a description about it, talking about developing Yugi and Anzu's relationship, I was quite hesitant because I didn't think a fan could do it well, but I was surprised because I thought they were just going to overly sexualize it, just make them bang in the first few chapters, but thankfully not in the entire story do they do that, and rarely show that they're in a relationship, although they do mention it. It's about finding each other and whether or not she truly loves him or it's him. Which, of course, he comes back. It's not really a spoiler. It's within the first 2 chapters. It's a 27-chapter fanfiction that takes place 5 years after the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Which, considering the Dark Side of the Dimensions film just came out, can't be really considered canon. It wouldn't be considered canon anyway, but if you want to forget about Dark Side of the Dimensions, although it was a fantastic film, and you want a larger story, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 6 fanfiction by Alberti Williams. Let me see right here, because I can't remember his name to save my life. It is Ali Rabian, 38. look him up on Wattpad, and you should find it in there. But let me talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fanfiction, which is currently going on right now. And it is a fantastic fanfiction, which is very similar in style to the Yu-Gi-Oh! To the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fanfiction. Sorry, my phone's going off again. Shut that up. It's very similar to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters Season 6 fanfiction, and because it takes place 5 years after the anime as well. And takes place when Jaden ends up having to go back and has to fight the darkness again, which from Season 4. And if you haven't seen Season 4, if you're listening to this going, what the heck? What do you mean Season 4? I thought there was only 3 seasons. That ended absolutely abruptly for no reason whatsoever. And you would be right to have that reaction. I mean, a lot of people heavily invested in anime already know, but 4Kids did not dub the 4th season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. If you want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 4, you will have to watch it subtitled on Crunchyroll. And a similar thing happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, where they just cut out all of the 3rd season, except for 2 episodes, and just Frankensteined it together into the 2nd season, and that's why if you think it felt rushed at the end, then that's because it was. And these fanfictions, although Yu-Gi-Oh! GX isn't complete, have been intricately written, and it feels very, very similar to the animes. I could picture it out in the style of the anime, the same tone, the same beat for beat for beat. And that's what I appreciated so much about these. And I'm just happy that I have been able to read them, and I hope you will actually take the opportunity to read them too. That's one of the reasons why I'm telling you all about this, because not many people have read them. And I think they were so good, I actually kind of consider them canon because they were so well written. And they fit in with the personalities of the characters, which I would hope. It feels organic, it feels real as an anime can get. But it's a very well done, and I hope you all decide to go read it. Remember, Wattpad Al Arabian, I'm butchering his name, I'm sorry if you're ever listening to this. Al Arabian 38, Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 6, and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 5. And for those, fairy tale fans such as myself, we got Fairy Tale Dragon's Cry coming to US theaters this August. And that's not the only film we got coming from Funimation. We also have the Tokyo Ghoul live action coming to theaters. If you go to FunimationFilms.com, you'll be able to find a showing in your area. Also from Funimation Films, we have Genocidal Organ, done by Project Ito. And if you don't know what Project Ito is a man that wrote a bunch of books, and I know I'm getting very, very bland with the description, but he was a very well-accomplished author, and he wrote Harmony, Genocidal Organ, and partially wrote The Empire of Corpses, which have now, all 3 of them have been turned into anime films. The first 2, Harmony and The Empire of Corpses, have already released, and Genocidal Organ, which has had a very troubled development due to the production studio shutting down and then suddenly being reopened and refunded, and are able to finish the movie. Now let me talk about Project Ito's films, and then I'll go into a little more detail about the man himself. The first film that was released, which was based on Project Ito's The Empire of Corpses. The Empire of Corpses is actually one of my favorite anime films ever made. It is about Dr. Watson. You'll be able to, this isn't really spoilers, you can read this on the back of the box itself. Dr. Watson, Frankenstein, and, I mean, it's about, if you like Sherlock Holmes, if you like Frankenstein, you like mystery movies, but also like the themes of friendship, about someone trying to resurrect their best friend with Frankenstein's technology in this large steampunk world. It is a very well done film. I mean, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, but I really, really liked it. I loved this movie. I mean, even though it kind of gets a little ridiculous at the end, and the ending is a little convoluted, but it doesn't change the fact that I like this film. I really like this film. Now, when I finished that film, since it came out first, then Project Ito's Harmony came out, which was kind of mixed reactions from fans and myself. It was a little iffy here and there. It was blah. I mean, which is oddly enough because Harmony was probably Project Ito's most famous book and his most personal book. Now, let me go into detail about the man himself. Project Ito was a man who wrote a bunch of books. He was also very good friends with Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima, and was actually considering giving Project Ito the rights to the Metal Gear franchise because he knew the franchise so well, and Kojima really, he was one of his best friends. However, Mr. Ito was suffering from severe cancer, and that's what he based Harmony off of. A story about, because he felt like he was never leaving the hospital. It was like he was trapped there because he was always there for treatments. And what if you could theoretically never leave the hospital? And that's what the main story is about. What would we do in a society if everything was cured? Cancer. And but what if we consider mental illness, anger, or anything else a disease? And trying to make yourself as bland as possible. And how much control is too much control? How much can you take away from a man? What makes us human? How do you know you've gone too far? Now, the third film, Genocidal Organ, which I honestly do not know much about. I've heard a lot about it, and debatably, it's probably more popular than Harmony, which I don't know. I haven't looked too much into Genocidal Organ. I've heard a lot of my friends really excited for it, which if you go to Funimation Films again, you will also find Genocidal Organ is being shown in several theaters around the country in America and probably around the world. I don't know. But if you go to FunimationFilms.com, you'll be able to find several theaters, your list of theaters, so you can be able to get to the closest showing to you. It premiered on July 11th, and I don't know if they're still running, but if I were you and you really want to go see the film, I would go and see if it's showing right now. But I would like to continue this, and I've really run out of things to talk about. But I may make a third episode coming up, maybe within a couple days. That way I can actually put out more details and more subjects and all that stuff. But I'd like to thank you all for listening for about 14 to 15 minutes of one of the shortest podcasts out there, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. You all take care, everyone.